Hey guys, I hope you are so good. Today I'm gonna talk about some of the pros and some of the cons of graduate program. I myself have been part of a volvocars global graduate program, and I'm gonna talk about my experiences and why I think it's fantastic to be part of a graduate program or trainee program, and some of the things that maybe you need to consider before you apply for graduate programs. First of all, let me explain what are the similarities and differences between graduate program and a normal position. One thing that you need to consider is that graduate program is designed for the students who recently graduated from the university and want to study their first job in a big company. So you can expect similar salary for graduate program, trainee program as an entry-level position to a company. And usually these programs are 1 or 2 years long, and within these 1 or 2 years you will get to experience different roles and responsibilities. So it's a bit different than a position where you have a specific role and responsibilities, but in the graduate program you get to turn and rotate. Now let's talk about the pros of being a graduate or trainee. As I said, in these programs you get to experience different positions and different rotations, and usually companies let that graduate or trainee choose which positions they want to try, and by that you can design your career path. You can decide to be a specialist or you can decide to be a generalist. What do I mean by that? I mean, if you want to be a specialist, you take rotations and positions which is related to your background, but they are a little bit different, so you can be really expert in that area. You can learn it from different aspects. For example, as a software engineer, you can first start working in the app, and then in your next rotation you can develop a software in the website, and by this you can really become an expert and specialist in what you have already learned. But there is another path which is a generalist path, and then by that you can decide to go to a positions and rotations which is completely different from your background, and you can learn completely different skills from what you have already learned. And that was what I did during the graduate program. For example, I am a mechanical engineer and I did a rotation in commercial, and I did another rotation in the manufacturing to get an overall perspective of how company work and also learn skills that I didn't know. So that's why I said that you can design your career, because you can design to be a really expert in a specific area, or you can design your career to be a generalist. The second benefit of being a graduate or trainee is that you have an opportunity to widen your network, because you get to know many different teams and many different organizations and managers, and that could be really good for you because you can see the problems from different aspects and you can apply that in your future job. In addition to that, you can use those networks for your future career because they get to know you, they get to know your skill set, they get to know your capabilities and personality, and they might even hire you in that team or maybe recommend you to another teams. The third benefit I wanted to mention is that as a graduate or trainee, you will gain hands-on experiences. You know, and I know that in the university we learn a lot of things and a lot of courses that maybe they are not really useful in the real life jobs, and we tend to forget many of them because we don't use them in our real life job. But being part of a graduate program and a trainee program, you can experience that role in real life, and you can see what are the skills and things that you need to know to be successful in that role. For example, I'm a mechanical engineer. I think I'm quite good when it comes to dealing with problems, understanding the problems and break it down to the small pieces, and I can use that in any other role that I'm taking. But for example, working in the commercial teams learned me, okay, what is it to be a project manager? What kind of skill set do I need? What is the toolbox that you need to have to be successful as a project manager, for instance? And that is a really valuable and precious thing. But of course, there are some negative sides and cons in it as well. For example, it usually requires more time than a normal job because you get to learn and you get to deliver, and it's usually more demanding. The second thing that you need to consider is that it could be a little bit stressful because you get to change jobs and you get to learn new things and, you know, change colleagues, and these things are usually, for most of the people, are a bit stressful. The third thing is that it might be a little bit competitive because there are other trainees and other graduates, and you share experiences, you share thoughts, and you might compare yourself with them, and it could be a little bit stressful and competitive, and it could be good because it can force you and drive you to do bigger things, but it can also be negative. So take that into consideration as well. Thank you for watching this video so far. I hope it was useful for you and gave you some sort of a perspective of how is it to be a graduate and how is it to be a trainee. And if you like this video, please like it and subscribe my channel. And if you had any question, write it in my comment. I will answer all those. And don't forget to watch other videos in my channel as well. And have a really good day. Bye bye.